Hi, welcome back to the Sing Confidently Live Creatively podcast. I'm so excited to be here with you again, as always. Today, we're talking about how you, as a performer, a singer, and ultimately a creative artist, that is what you are. If you are singing, if you're pursuing a career or aspiring to pursue a career or side hustle hobby in singing and performing, right? You are a creative. And if you're wanting to build confidence in that, which is what I know you're longing for, more confidence in your voice, then I'm going to basically guide you through the exact process that I take as a singer, that I've taken as I've like focused on training myself professionally for the last 3 years, as well as like my whole life, basically looking back on my entire development as a singer, which I've been singing since I would say maybe like, let's say about 8 when I first started choir, right? And been really intentional about just growing my entire life because I always just wanted to be a better singer, right? Just like a lot of us. And so I, looking back, like this is the exact same process that I used without even knowing it. And then when I actually started voice lessons, taking voice lessons, and then teaching voice lessons, this is the exact same process that we have to go through as singers to really improve. And I've just kind of like put it in a process that's digestible, that we can really focus on, like knowing where am I in this cycle, where am I in this framework, and like what do I need to do next to keep growing, to keep pushing myself forward. And so that's what I want to share with you, is the specific cycle, framework, process that I use as a singer, and that I take my students through, whether in private voice lessons, my course, the Sing Confidently course. I always say that like it always takes me a second to get that out. Sing Confidently course, because the G at the end of sing, I feel like combines with the C and confidently. So the Sing Confidently course, in that course, I go through this process, but I go through this in my voice lessons as well. And if you haven't gotten a lesson with me, why not? What are you waiting for? Come and grab one and see if you like it, if you want to work with me, if this is something that's going to be helpful for you. But that is what I do. I go through this exact same process with all of my students. And I want to share that with you because this is how we really build confidence as singers. It's not just, trying, just saying I'm trying, like I'm trying to sing, oh, I need to be a better singer. Like I know I can grow. Oh, I need to work on this, yes, that's a great place to start with that realization that like there's something more that I can grow in, there's something that I can develop to be a better performing artist, to be a better, to go to auditions with more confidence when I'm singing this song, to work on these different musical theater pieces that I need to work on for these auditions, for these shows that I'm in, right? Yes, it's good to have that recognition of this is what I need to work on, but then to actually take the steps to do that, right? Sometimes what holds us back is that we just don't think that we can actually see results. We don't think that we can actually do it. It's a lack of confidence in ourselves. And so before you can even build that confidence, you got to have the courage to just take action. You got to have the courage to just start and see what happens. And so this process is all about taking action, but it's little steps. It's step by step. You guys know, if you've been around here, I talk about this a lot. Little steps of action, small steps of action. And that's what this process is all about. So I'm going to guide you through that. If you really are not sure of like what I'm talking about when I'm going to talk about things like vocal warm-ups, exercises, breath, and putting yourself out there, performing on stage and things like that, and you're like, whoa, I don't even know where to start there, or it feels overwhelming, I would love to chat with you. You can come and grab a free call with me. It's free, just a 10-15 minute chat, and let me know what your thoughts are. What are you struggling with as a singer? I'd love to hear from you. You can go to creativelybyestelle.com, and just like in the drop down menu, if you're doing it on your phone, just click the drop down menu, and at the bottom you'll see a free call. But you can also just grab a lesson with me. That's at creativelybyestelle.com/studio. I know that like it can be, it can be a challenge where like, oh, can I really afford this? Can I really do this? Right? Sometimes it's just like, I can't afford it, and I completely understand. So if you really can't afford it, go grab a call with me. Let's see if I can work something out. Let's see if we can work together. Maybe being in the community group will be more helpful for you. If you're like, you need to grow, but you can't afford an actual private lessons, like let's talk about it. Let me work with you. So get the free call. But sometimes we say that we can't afford it, but really what's happening is that we just don't think it's going to help us. We just don't think that it's going to be worth it, or we just don't think that we can actually do it. And so again, go back to the call, get a call with me, and let me show you, let me work with you to show how I truly believe that I can help you. But aside from that, you got to take a bet on yourself. You got to take a chance on yourself, you know. You got to be willing to, you know what? I'm going to invest in myself, even if it's just one time as a Christmas gift to myself, you know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do it because I know that there's something in me that has got to come out, that this world needs to hear. And I don't want to hide my gift for one more second, you know. I was getting my nails done a few weeks ago with my mom. We were just like doing a girls' day, getting our nails done, and I was like, we were watching, I think it was The Voice or something that was playing in the nail salon. And I was just like singing along, having a good time because they were having fun, the singers, and I was like singing kind of under my breath. But the person next to me, who was a guy next to me, and he was like, "Oh, you got a nice voice or whatever." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm a voice teacher, and you know, I love to sing." And he was like, "Yeah, don't hide your gift." I think I said it in a way that was like kind of like brushing it off, like, "Yeah, I'm a voice teacher, you know, I sing." But I think I was kind of brushing it off. I was minimizing my gift, right? And he was like, "Don't hide your gift, you know, you got to sing out." Or I think I was apologizing for like if I was singing too loud. I think that's what it was. I was like, "Sorry if I'm singing too loud." He was like, "Don't hide your gift." And I was like, you know what? That's what I tell my students all the time. So you're totally right. Like, why was I minimizing? Why was I apologizing for the fact that I was opening my mouth to sing a little bit and have fun and enjoy my life? You know what? You know what I mean? So, like, same thing in this situation. Like, you might be like deep down, you really want to try lessons, but you're scared. You feel like you're saying that you can't afford it, but really maybe it's that you don't think that you have a gift worth sharing, or you're kind of like minimizing, like, I don't know if I can actually do this, right? I want you to not be like how I was in that nail salon. I want you to take the advice from the guy who was sitting next to me, and don't hide your gift. You got to go for it. You got to put it out there. You got to be willing to embrace it. And so I really want to support you in that. And so you can go grab a lesson with me at creativelybyestelle.com/studio if you know that you are ready and you don't want to hide your gift for one more moment, okay? But again, grab the free call if you're just like not really sure if you can afford it. I'd love to chat with you and kind of help you see if we can work something out. All right, so this all has to do with the process, actually, because this process is all about not hiding your gift, okay? And the first thing that you're going to do if you want to build confidence as a singer and a performer, and really this works for any creative endeavor that you do. I truly believe that this can work for any creative thing that you're doing, but specifically with singing. Number one, you need to know your voice. And this is like, know your craft, know your craft, know your craft. And what does this mean? Specifically, know your craft, know your voice. And this starts with your mindset, having the mindset that, you know what, I can do this. The mindset of the guy who was sitting next to me in the nail salon of like, don't hide your gift. You know what? I'm not going to hide my gift. I'm not going to push it aside. I'm not going to brush it aside anymore. It's not nothing. It's something. And it's something that needs to be put out in the world. And I'm not going to sit on it anymore or do the bare minimum. I'm going to put effort into it, right? Having that mindset of like, I'm going to be a singer and I need to learn to love and embrace my voice for where it is and the journey that it's on. Having that mindset of like, I love my voice, I'm going to work on loving my voice more, is a great place to start, because a lot of the times, speaking from personal experience, it's like you don't feel so confident in your voice. You're comparing your voice to other people. You're comparing your voice to singers, professional singers that you already listen to on the radio, right? Whoever listens to the radio or on Spotify or wherever you listen to music, right? You're comparing your voice to these singers, but you are not loving your own voice. You're not embracing your voice, right? And so you have to just start with that mindset of like, I need to learn to love my voice. I need to learn to accept my voice and accept that I'm on a journey of continuing to grow. So this starts with, this process of knowing your voice starts with that mindset piece, right? Get quiet with yourself, take some breaths, journal, pray, surrender, accept the fact that like recognize the fact that like, man, maybe I have been putting my gift aside. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm going to take it seriously. I'm going to put effort into it. And I'm going to learn to love my voice, right? Have that moment, right, of that mindset shift. And then start to sing your favorite songs. Start to just sing along with the songs that you already sing. Start to work on the songs that you are enjoying working on singing. And I really encourage you in this section of knowing your voice to get into the habit of doing something that no one talks about enough when it comes to singing. And that is to utilize the fact that we have technology and record yourself and listen back to your voice. I know it's hard. I know no one wants to do it, but that's how you learn to love your voice. If you cannot notice the good things that are happening, you're only going to focus on the negative things, and you're never going to really feel like you're progressing, because you're just going to find something else to nitpick. But if you can record yourself and listen back, you're going to hear progress over time. And so start to sing your favorite songs, just have fun, like enjoy in this section of like knowing your voice. You're just singing, you're just having fun, you're playing around. And you are recording yourself and listening back and noticing, what do I like and what do I want to adjust? And from there, we go to step 2 in the process, which is practice your voice. This is where we're taking the mindset shift that we got in Know Your Voice and the Know Your Voice step, and we're taking that mindset shift and we're putting it to work, because we got to actually put it in work now. Okay, we've started singing our favorite songs. We've started singing what songs we enjoy. In that Know Your Voice section, you can start to really think about, like, where's my range? Where am I comfortable with? Higher notes, lower notes, middle, like what am I loving? What am I having a hard time with? And then when you come to the practice section, this is when you're going to do your vocal exercises. You're going to work on your choosing one song, focus on one song to do for your voice practice. Go back a couple episodes to my episode, episode 287 for the voice practice routine. This is the section of the process that you're going to use that voice practice routine in, okay? You're going to do that voice practice, and you're going to record yourself and listen back again. And this is where you're going to be training things like breath support, pitch accuracy, your transitions from head voice, chest voice to head voice, and developing your mix, developing things like belting, developing things like singing in a lighter falsetto, developing things like vibrato, and things like riffing and doing runs and stuff like that, vowel modification, right? It's in this practice your voice section, it has a lot, but this is where you focus on you're focusing on the things that you really want to work on with intention, right? Then you're going to do your express your voice, okay? Express your voice is where you have been practicing. You know the songs that you have loved, right? You've started recording and listening to your voice, recording yourself and listening back, and you have been practicing a specific song. Now you got to put it out there. You got to put yourself out there in a small way or a big way. It can be a recital in your voice studio. It can be a recording yourself singing the song on and posting it to your stories or a TikTok or a reel, right? It could be sending the song to your best friend. It could be signing up for a local open mic night, or it could be going to sing that song at an audition, right? Whatever it is, you got to put it out there. You got to just do it in front of other people. You've had the time for yourself to work on it. But, as singers and as creatives, we want to connect with our music, with what we're doing. So you got to put it out there. And then the fourth and last step, you've gone through Know Your Voice. You've gone to practice your voice. You've expressed your voice. You put yourself out there. Now you got to improve. That is number 4. Improve your voice. The fourth and last step, improve your voice. If you're taking notes. 4 steps, okay? It's more of a cycle, actually, and I'm going to get to that in a second, but we're going to repeat this, okay? But number 4, you got to improve your voice. This is where you reflect on your performance, definitely. Reflect on how did that go? What was the outcome of that, Give yourself feedback. I call it kind critiquing. Kindly critique yourself. Notice the things that went well, right? Because this is how we learn to love our voice. We have to notice the things that are going well, and also notice the things that we can work on. And guess what? Because you have practiced, you have been listening to yourself and recording yourself and listening back. At this point, by the time you get to improving your voice, you are able to give yourself feedback quickly because you've done the work of recording and listening back to yourself. Notice, nowhere in this process did I say anything about a vocal coach. I do this with my students, I do this with myself, but I did not say you need a vocal coach to do this process. This is you taking authority and being autonomous as a singer and a performer. You are taking autonomy over your voice and over your pursuits as an artist and over your career path, right? And this is how you do it. So in this improve section, you've already had practice giving yourself feedback in little ways when you were practicing, when you were knowing your voice, right? And now that you've expressed your voice, you can really intentionally be like, okay, what do I still need to keep working on? And guess what? You already have the tools to do that. Because if you were practicing well, if you were doing the routine that I taught you in that know your voice or practice your voice section, definitely should have listened to some of my episodes on vocal warm-ups and done that, right? So you have tools to help you. So now you just got to figure out, okay, what do I still need to work on? Let me go back And this is how you keep the cycle going, right? You go back to, okay, I'm going to go back to making sure that I have the right mindset. I know my voice. Here are the good things about my voice, the things that I love about my voice, the things that I'm still working on. I'm going to keep enjoying singing, get back to that love of singing, get back to that love of just using my voice, right? Develop that knowledge of my voice. In the Know Your Voice section, there's also, in my course, I really break this down a lot. And I do this with my students. I really break down anatomy in a way that's simple and clear for you to understand, because you got to know a little bit about the anatomy of your voice. I forgot to mention that. But knowing how the voice actually works. Like, when am I singing in my chest voice? What does mix even mean? I have lots of episodes on this, so you can go back and listen for free, or you can work with me and pay. And trust me, the price is worth it, because I will actually help you not only understand it on a factual level, but apply it to your unique voice and hear it and feel it in your voice so that you don't forget it. But that's a part of knowing your voice, is also knowing how your voice works. How does breath work, right? Why is that even important? That's the part of knowing your voice. So as you do this cycle all over again, right? You're going through the cycle over and over and over again as a singer. You go back to, okay, I'm going back to square one. After I've improved, I've kind of given myself feedback on my performance. Now I'm going to go back to knowing my voice, make sure that I know how I'm breathing correctly, make sure that I know how I'm, what songs I love to sing, what kind of, where in my voice do I love to sing, make sure I'm getting back to that spot. And then you're going to practice again. You're going to go back to practicing, right? And then you're going to express yourself all over again. And then you're going to improve all over again. And you go back and you do your kind critiquing, you give yourself feedback. In the Improve Your Voice section, I also encourage reaching out to external feedback. So a voice coach, a community of singers, a friend who can sing, get feedback from other people as well. But this process, you can honestly, you go through this anyway without realizing it, but now you have a structure to put to it. But this process is what we can, bit my tongue there, sorry. This process is what we go through in order to really grow. We got to know our voice. You got to know about your voice. You got to have that mindset around your voice locked in. Make sure that you're singing songs that are in your range, that you're comfortable with, and you've started to listen to your voice, right? Recording and listening back to your voice. You got to do that. It is foundational, and it's what you always go back to. That's know your voice. Number 2, practice. You got to practice, right? You got to practice in order to improve. That's when you're choosing one song to focus on at a time, probably maybe 2 songs. And then you do your practice routine, right? You listen back, you record, you listen back, and you keep on training. Then you put yourself out there, express your voice. That's step 3 in the process. And then number 4 is when you give yourself feedback. And I really encourage external feedback. Okay. So that's the process. This is how we build confidence as singers, as performers. And you can apply this to any creative craft. I really believe it. Knowing the craft, practicing the craft, expressing it, putting it out there, and then improving. So getting feedback and taking that feedback seriously, and then starting the process all over again, right? That's what we do as artists in general. And so this is it. This is what we got to do. This is what we got to do in order to really feel confident in what we are doing as singers, as performers, so that we can go to that express your voice stage. And guess what? We know how our voice works. We know breath technique. We know how to mix. We know how to belt. And even if we're going to make mistakes, which we are, guess what? That's not the end of the process. We still have improved next. So we always have something next to do. And then even after we've gotten the feedback and we've taken that feedback, guess what happens? You start all over again. So the process doesn't end. It's this freedom that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to reach the end of it and then finally you're perfect. No, it always continues, always continues. So this is it. And I want to help you with this process. I want to help you go through this so that you aren't alone. And so, yeah, if you want someone to help you with the improvement part, maybe you do know a little bit about your voice, you know technique a little bit, you've practiced pretty well, you've done my exercises, you've gone through my practice routine that I gave you, and you've even put yourself out there, right? Now you want to improve. You want to go to the next level. I would love to help you do that. Truly, truly, truly. I would love to. This is what I love to do. I love to help singers go to the next level, feel really confident in their voice. And I really believe I do a good job doing it. And so put me to the test. Come and see if you think we will work together. Again, you can grab the free call. It's always there for you. And I'm never going to deny a free chat with you. I love to chat. Obviously, I have a podcast, but aside from that, you can also just take that leap. I know sometimes it feels hard to afford investing in yourself and in your gift, but it is so worth it to invest in the gift that God has given you and to put it out there and say, you know what, I'm not going to sleep on this for one more second. Like, that is a gift that you can give yourself, okay? And that's all I have to say. Go to creativelybyestelle.com/studio, creativelybyestelle.com/studio. You guys know where to find me on Instagram at creativelybyestelle. I would love to chat with you over there too. Hey, if you have any other questions, you can also talk to me over there. So I'm here for you. You guys know that. I will be back again with another episode next week. Thank you so much for listening. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode and to this show. I'm so in awe of you for being here and showing up for your creative gifts. That takes courage. Don't forget to join the Performing Arts community on Facebook for support and inspiration as you continue on your journey. If this episode helped or inspired you in any way, please leave a review on Apple Podcasts and share it with someone. It means so much. Thank you again, and don't forget to keep singing, acting, dancing, performing, and living creatively. Talk to you next time.